This message is for SADC, the African Union, and all other African countries. It's been 2 months now since over 10,000 Tanzanians were shot dead for protesting, demanding free and fair elections in their country. Protesting, fighting for their rights. They were shot on the head and in the chest to make sure they all died and to instill fear. Not only those who were protesting were shot, even those who were at home not protesting, they were shot in their homes just to instill fear so that they never fight for their rights again. And now the whole world knows that Tanzanians are being controlled by guns. The whole world now knows there's no democracy in Tanzania. The whole world now knows there's significant human rights violations. But until now, 2 months later, there's been zero action, there's been zero help from the African Union, SADC, any African bodies or any African countries. There's been zero help. The Tanzanians have been left alone to fight for themselves, to fight against a government that is willing to kill each and every one of them to stay in power. And Africa is watching. African countries are watching. The only countries that are willing to fight for Tanzanians are Western countries. How embarrassing is that? Western countries are fighting more for Tanzanians than African countries, than African bodies. Only Ghana, to this day, only Ghana has even made a statement against the Tanzanian government. That's the only African country that has even had the guts to even make a statement against the government that shot and killed over 10,000 of its own people. Only Ghana. So my message to you today, African Union, African countries, SADC, is that when help comes for Tanzania, in any shape or form, when help comes from the Western countries, saying when the help comes from the Western countries, we Tanzanians are going to need these African bodies, these useless African bodies like SADC, African Union, African media. We're gonna need you all to shut the fuck up, like you're doing right now. Like you have abandoned us. You have abandoned us right now. So when we get this help from the Western countries, we're gonna need you to shut the fuck up. We don't need you to start criticizing them, to start saying Africa should be left alone to govern itself. Clearly, we are not ready. We are not capable of governing ourselves. Over 10,000 Africans shot dead in 3 days. And there's no African body, no African country that can help, that can do anything. America, Donald Trump, if you're listening, or if you get to watch this, just know, whatever deal you give us, Tanzanians, right now, that will enable us to remove this killer government from power, we would take it. We would take it. We would rather stop doing business with these countries that don't care about how our government treats us. Right now, Tanzanians' natural resources are being mined, are being exploited by countries that don't care. If our government shoots us, kills us, if there's democracy, if there's no human rights, they don't care. Countries like China, Russia, UAE, and Oman, they're exploiting our resources. And what do the people of Tanzania get? Nothing. Nothing. Even after all these killings happened, these countries have shown support for this killer government. After killing its own people, they've shown support because they want to keep exploiting the minerals. So, America, we will take the offer. We will campaign and we will educate every Tanzanian on the importance of the help you give us. Like, this is almost like the only option we have left to remove this killer government from power. We will take whatever offer. And we are willing to stop working with these countries that are supporting this killer government. And in their place, we'll work with you. The only thing you gotta promise us is that you help us get a new constitution, you help us get a transitional government, and redo the election. Clearly, there's no help coming to us from Africa. You're almost our last hope. We understand the America First policy. This is going to be a win-win situation for both countries. And anybody who's going to dare criticize you will be the enemy of the Tanzanian people. What I'm saying here is the opinion and the view of most Tanzanians. Just run a poll. Run a poll in Tanzania. And I guarantee you, 70 to 80% of Tanzanians will agree with what I'm saying. This is how desperate we are. We don't even have clean drinking water. With all the riches in our country, we don't even have clean drinking water because of the corruption that's there. And when we try to remove them by protesting, they just shoot us. And we have no guns to fight them. It's time the Tanzanian government faces people with bigger guns, people who can fight them, and treat them the way they've treated the Tanzanian people. That's it. That's all.